But Bianca still hard work ahead of her to get to where she needs.
People from all walks of life end up at Dr. Now's clinic, each carrying years of pain and hundreds of pounds. What's wild is how some of them manage to turn their lives around in ways no one expected. Through intense commitment and life-changing surgery, these are the shocking transformations on My 600-Pound Life that you truly have to see to believe. This is Bianca's story. Bianca's good addiction is killing her, and she knows that she has to do something about it before it's too late. But finding the will and motivation to do just that feels like an impossible task. If she doesn't get the help that she needs to start losing weight, her life might take a different turn. She is 36 years old, and she has no idea what her current weight is. Are things going to get better for Bianca? Let's find out. This is how her story begins.
It's just the cost of being this size now. But it makes me sad because I have 2 young kids and Marcia, who's almost 2, and I want to get up and go see them first thing each. My boyfriend reminds her to check on them since it's such a struggle for me to.
Phew. I think you can see why Bianca hates her mornings. She feels so much pain every morning when she wakes up. When she tries to get ready in the morning, she has to take little breaks so she can catch her breath. Her boyfriend has to take care of the kids every morning because she can't, and it's upsetting to him. As much as Bianca would like to play with her kids in the morning, she can't because of her weight.
When I have to use the bathroom, I leave the door open so Ramonte, in case I need him, creating time for me when I need help like that. So I try to operate on my own because that's something I don't want to burden anyone else with.
And that's where the problem is. The same thing that puts her in such an uncomfortable situation and brings her so much pain when she tries to walk around is the same thing that makes her happy and brings her some form of peace. The moment Bianca smells food, it's like all the pain she feels in her body disappears. She might need to find something else that brings her joy because food is slowly killing her.
You slow down. Yeah.
For what? I don't want to stop because when I feel peace, I feel joy, I feel happiness. But then when I'm done eating, and the sadness sets in. Of why did I do this to my body? To try to fill that void of guilt, I usually take another bite.
I can't believe she just said she is ready for lunch after eating a plate that looked like the size of a house. Bianca really loves food, but can you really blame her? Food is what brings her happiness, but the moment she is done eating, she starts to feel depressed again, asking herself why she ate so much food in the first place. What does she do to stop feeling depressed? She eats again, and that's how the cycle goes on and on and on.
I was very happy about my stepdad because I felt like I had a parent around who when my mom went to drinking. But towards the end of high school, my mom got very sick. It developed something called neuropathy, and she couldn't walk, so I had to start. But it was hard for me as a teenager because shortly after my mom got sick, my stepdad died.
That had to have broken her into a million pieces. It's hard to blame her for running to food after experiencing something that heartbreaking. Bianca lost both her mother and her stepfather. Her mom died of a cardiac arrest, and that just brought down her world because she loved her mom very much. Her only way to deal with the pain that came from the death was to do what she does best: eat.
That started when I was pregnant with my stepbrother.
I met Bianca on a gastric sleeve chat. Both of us just had the surgery. It was real complicated. I suffered. And she was for me, and we talked a lot.
Monte was funny and caring, and that's what attracted me.
It sounds beautiful and sad at the same time. Apparently, Bianca and her boyfriend had weight loss surgery in the past because they both struggled with their weight. Her boyfriend's surgery was successful, but hers didn't particularly go very well. She got pregnant with her daughter, and that just put an end to the progress she was making. In the end, she added more weight than she had ever put on.
Can you imagine being a road ready to run, but you stuck in the bottom? Bianca's like that. I know she wants to be that can move around, but right now she can't stand up and cook, wash no dishes. I know that.
Bianca's boyfriend has so much faith in her. She might not get to spend as much time as she would love to with her kids, but we can't deny the fact that she is an amazing mother. This makes her boyfriend believe that if she puts effort into losing weight, she would be able to transform her life. All she needs to do is find the motivation to start losing weight. If not, she might not be around to be a mother to her kids for much longer.
And I know that if I don't die and I don't lose this weight, I'll be bedridden and I'll end up in a nursing home. I used to end up in a nursing home or bedridden. I know that Monte tries to be strong for me. He's scared. It scares him that he might wake up to me being.
Looks like Bianca has realized that she does not have a lot of time on her plate. She is scared that her boyfriend might wake up one morning and see her lifeless on the bed. What scares her the most is the fact that she does not want her kids to experience what she went through when she lost both of her parents. We can see that she has finally found the motivation that she needs, and she seems ready to start doing better with her health.
Now you got a long way to go. Come on.
I'm about to sit down. Hold on.
Go on. There ain't nothing I can do.
can. You can tell that she is exhausted and down to her last breath. After deciding to make the trip down to Houston to see Dr. Now, Bianca and her boyfriend hit the road early with the hopes of getting there in time. They've been on the road for a couple of hours, and Bianca's body is starting to give up on her. Now they have to break the journey so she can rest and get some food. Had a feeling this was not going to be an easy journey.
I'm doing what I have to succeed. Hopefully my starting point isn't a lot higher than I expected.
Step up on the scale, please.
I think I should be around 600, so that's the. But if the number that comes up is higher, then that's going to be a hard moment for me.
Well, there it is. There you go.
Well, that's not a number they were expecting to see. Now, after having a very stressful trip, Bianca and her family make it to the hospital. She hasn't checked her weight in a while, so she's quite skeptical about what she could currently weigh. She hops on the scale and it reads that her current weight is 604 pounds. Her boyfriend, after seeing her current weight, does not hide his disappointment. I guess now we have to see if the doc can help Bianca.
These are the starting point, and if you follow this and change your eating habit, you should be 40 to 50 pounds easily in 1 month. But your goal is only to lose 50. No excuse for you not to lose that.
You heard the doc. He has given Bianca all the tools she needs to be able to lose weight. If she fails to lose weight, it's all on her at this point. The doc puts her on a diet and gives her a series of exercises she is going to do so she can meet the goal he gave her. He wants her to lose 55 pounds before her next appointment, which is in 1 month. Now, let's see how bad Bianca really wants this weight loss surgery.
I reshaped how I'm doing everything with my eating and my exercise, and I'm doing it all in accordance to this book he gave me with the diet and exercise. I'm gonna do the first count and then you count. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. My exercises I do 3 times a day. First started, I was just sitting here, and my son, he just said, "Mama, can I?" He just does it right there along.
That's actually really beautiful to see. Finally, Bianca has an opportunity to spend quality time with her son. She has stuck to the diet, and as you can see, she's doing her exercises pretty well. We can say she seems ready to actually give it all she's got. Her next appointment with Dr. Now is in a month's time. Hopefully, she is able to meet the weight loss goal that the doc gave her.
At my first appointment with Dr. Now 2 months ago, I weighed 604 pounds, and then Dr. Now gave me a goal of losing to show that I'm taking control, the changes that I need for his program, and get surgery.
Okay, you can step up on the scale.
So if I did that and made it, then
She's a few pounds short of her goal, but if you ask me, I'd say she made pretty decent progress. Losing weight is not easy, and she has been able to shed some weight. She didn't meet the goal the doc wanted her to meet, but at least she is proud of the little weight she was able to lose. Now, let's hope that the doc recognizes that she actually did put in effort to lose the amount of weight that she did.
And if we determine that, then you will need to move down to it. Then we will move ahead with weight loss surgery once you're down here.
okay.
Think you can do that?
Yes, sir, if I can get surgery.
Well, that went better than I thought it would. Dr. Now recognized the fact that Bianca actually put in effort to lose the weight that she did. His worry now is that she might have some scar tissue in her stomach due to the previous weight loss surgery that she had. The doc plans to do an endoscopy on her to determine if her body can undergo another weight loss surgery before he approves her.
The other issue is that Bianca does have a significant that may make it difficult for us to perform a full gastric bypass.
That's good news. Dr. Now performed the endoscopy, and he found out that Bianca actually has a lot of scar tissue from her previous surgery. He then goes on to say that even though the scar tissue is a lot, it won't prevent him from being able to perform the weight loss surgery on Bianca. I guess all that's left is for her to slim down properly so the surgery can be done. That's great news for real.
And dealing with her emotional issues is the only way to make sure. So that's what we need to do. Bianca needs to focus on recovering.
This is Mike's story. Mike says that there is nothing in the world that feels better than taking the first bite of a meal when he has not eaten in a while. He is 37 years old, and believe me when I say that he weighs over 700 pounds. He has gotten so fat that he has moved into his parents' basement because that's the only place in the house that can contain his size. Let's see if the doc can save him. This is how his story begins.
So lots of mornings when everyone else is getting ready to start their day, I am still up playing games or watching TV, stuff like that. It helps me with my depression. Not as much as eating does, but it helps me shut my brain off.
That's not a good way to live at all. Due to the fact that Mike stays in that basement, he has no track of time and even sometimes forgets the days of the week. Aside from food, the only thing that makes him forget his condition is his video games. He prefers to stay in the basement because it helps him hide from everyone and forget what his weight has made his life become. That's honestly so sad.
Getting in the shower is probably the second hardest thing I put myself through in the day because I'm too big for the bathroom. And then we have a tiny corner shower I have to try to squeeze myself into. And then it's hard to get water over most of my body. I have to move around to get it all over me. And it takes a lot of energy out of me and I start to struggle.
Ooh, I would really hate myself if this was what I had to go through every morning trying to have my bath. Mike's morning routine is to get out of the basement, order a breakfast that could feed 5 people, and then have his bath so he can keep his body clean. Trying to have his bath is one of the hardest things because the bathroom is so small and he finds it very difficult to fit in and wash his folds.
Size has always been an issue. I am second of 5 kids. I have 2 younger brothers, older sister, younger sister. I am and always have been the big guy in the family. It started young when I would eat a meal and still be hungry afterwards.
Wow, weighing up to 102 pounds at the age of 6 is actually insane. Food has always been part of Mike's life from the beginning. He loved to eat as a kid and his mother didn't help with that aspect of his life. Every time she packed his lunchbox for school, she would always put in extra food, and that made Mike love food even more. I guess we can see that his mother was part of the reason he loved food so much.
And that's when I picked football as my only sport. My coach signed me up for weightlifting and I focused all on football. All of a sudden, my size was a good thing. By the time I was 16, I was 275 pounds. I got pretty strong, squatting close to 800 pounds, deadlifted a little over 1,000, and leg pressed about 1,500. By the time I was 18, I was 315 pounds.
Seems like food really did a number on Mike. As he grew older, he started playing a lot of sports, and surprisingly, he was really good at them. His father made sure he never missed a single one of his games. Due to the fact that he was very athletic, his weight at the time didn't really mean anything. I mean, he could really do anything and everything he wanted, so worrying about how much food he was consuming was the last thing on his mind.
I felt like a failure. I lost my football scholarship. I couldn't afford the tuition. So I moved from there back in with my parents. That's when my depression started. And to deal with that depression, that's when the binge eating happens. That first year being told I can't play football anymore, I probably gained 150 pounds.
That must have been very sad and depressing. Mike got a football scholarship, and for a bit, things were going very well. During his practice, he had a concussion, and that didn't slow him down. He had another concussion, and the doctors told him that he could no longer play football. He lost his scholarships and had to move back in with his parents. The fact that he could no longer play football made him so sad, and food was how he coped with the depression.
When I left rehab, I had lost 85 pounds, and I went from 610 pounds down to 530, and that's what I stayed at constantly for the next year and a half, 2 years. I thought everything was getting better, but then 2 years later is when the divorce happened, and then everything just fell apart.
Wow, feels like the world was just out to make Mike's life a living hell. Mike got married and had an amazing family, but that didn't stop him from eating. His then wife told him that if he did not work on his health and change his eating habits, she would leave him for good. He tried to do that, but he failed. His wife eventually left him, and that just made his depression go through the roof, and he lost everything.
It's taken every bit of energy for me to do this, and I'm worried about how long it's going to take me to recover from all this, because I still have the trip back. I know I need help to lose weight and turn things around. And Dr. Now is going to be one of the last places I'll be able to get that help. Ready for a new beginning.
I'm just glad that Mike is now taking the bold step to get help and work on his weight. He and his dad left their home to head down to Houston and meet up with Dr. Now. Mike's body was starting to feel a lot of pain, so they had to cut the trip short. Now Mike is in a hotel, and he is scared that the doc might not be able to help him with his condition. His motivation to lose weight is simply so he can get his kids and life back on track. Well, let's see how his appointment goes.
You should be able to lose 100 pounds in 2 months. And if you do that, then we will move ahead with you and start you on my weight loss program.
Okay.
But being in Ohio, taking such a long trip, is going to put a lot of strain on your body.
Looks like his first appointment with the doc went pretty well. Mike checked his weight and he is 745 pounds. The doc sees that and tells him that he needs to start making adjustments to his diet. Dr. Now then puts him on a diet and gives him a list of exercises he needs to do. His goal is to lose 100 pounds within the next 2 months before he is enrolled in the weight loss program and can be approved for weight loss surgery.
I'm gonna get to spend some time with the kids in a couple days, have some custody conversation, and I wouldn't have made it back in time if I went. So I just have to make that a priority right now. But I know I'll be able to come down the next month.
So you realize if you don't lose the weight, then you're going to be very limited in the future with them.
I do realize that, and I'm working to change that, Dr. Now.
Okay, seems like Mike has a new task now. He wasn't able to make it to the next appointment with the doc because he says that he has some custody meetings he is trying to sort out. Dr. Now then tells him that he wants him to lose another 50 pounds before he shows up at the hospital for his next appointment. In total, Mike needs to have lost 150 pounds before the doc considers him for weight surgery. Let's hope Mike can do just that.
At my last weight check-in, I was at 745 pounds, and my goal for today ended up being to lose 125 pounds total.
We can step up on the scale, please.
So that means I need to be at 620 pounds by now, if I reach my goal. Love it.
Wow, that's quite impressive. I mean, it's not the number the doc wanted him to lose, but it's still a pretty big number. Mike has been able to lose 103 pounds, and you can see how proud he is about his progress. He is hopeful that this weight loss will allow the doc to approve him for weight loss surgery, and he can move down to Houston. Well, let's see what Dr. Now has to say.
We don't want to do that. So let's work to get yourself ready for your weight loss surgery.
Sounds good to me.
Nice to see you guys.
Nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you too.
I am very happy to see the progress Mike has made so far. He could have lost a good bit more over the last 3 months, but it is enough to show me he's making a choice.
This is Patrick's story. Patrick may weigh 657 pounds, but he has one thing going for him, his marriage. His wife, Amanda, is his caregiver, and they have a great relationship, but she's also the one who indulges his food requests, which makes him so unhealthy, so it's kind of a mixed bag. Can he meet his target for weight loss surgery? I guess we'll see. His story begins like this.
When I wake up and see daylight, I'm surprised to still be alive.
Because my weight is killing me. When I first wake up, I pretty much dread it. Every day, I dread the first time I get up out of the bed, putting my weight on my legs. I'm in pain.
Patrick still finds it difficult getting used to this life where he needs people to help him shower. 5 or 6 years ago, he did not need help, but his weight has grown almost exponentially since then.
I still try and do the things that I can do by myself. Now I'm so big.
My wife, Amanda, she has to help me do lots that she shouldn't have to help me do, and it shouldn't be that way.
Having to be helped each day, to not be able to do anything on your own, is extremely devastating. Unfortunately, Patrick cannot help it. It's like being a child again. But if you eat without a care in the world like a child, that's probably where you could end up.
His legs and feet, they're hurting him really, really bad. So I try to help him get up in the morning and do whatever needs to be done really fast.
So, what does our man Patrick eat after showering? Let us see if that contributes at all to his present situation.
I have addiction to food.
Because nothing makes me feel as good as I do when I have food in my mouth. In our family, obesity has really been an issue with all of us. I was the second youngest of 4 brothers and 2 sisters, and they were all overweight.
Wow, that is a lot of food. Patrick knows that he is addicted to food. He says that this is partly genetic because all his siblings are overweight. So in a way, maybe we cannot blame Patrick for being overweight. Anyway, Patrick is now on his way to see Dr. Now and see if he qualifies for weight loss surgery. Dr. Now has some pretty harsh questions for Patrick.
I eat too much.
You eat too much in one setting, or you eat too much all day?
I probably snack all day, but it's usually one big meal a day and then just snacking throughout the day.
So what do you snack on?
Candy, whatever's there, chips.
You're diabetic and you eat candy?
Yes.
Did anybody tell you not to?
Yes.
Okay, that was funny, but it is also a bit sad because it shows quite clearly that Patrick's primary problems are his own doing. The baseball bat here is candy, and Patrick keeps smacking his head with it and still complains that it hurts. Well, it is going to hurt Patrick, but Dr. Now isn't done with his questions.
Amanda, do you work or you stay home with him?
I stay home.
You stay home. So you said chips and candy. Who buys those? Okay, so the family enables you and gets you what you want. And you just sit around eating and you say you don't know what to do to get better and lose weight. Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard the expression eat less and do more exercise? Like you didn't know that?
I know it.
To Dr. Now, the solution is fairly simple. To Patrick, it is the hardest thing in the world. Patrick says he needs help to stick with healthy eating, but how much help can Dr. Now realistically offer when it comes to that? Anyway, Dr. Now does his best and gives Patrick a lifeline.
We're going to give you the roadmap, but if you don't follow it, there's not much we can do for you, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to give you some instruction what to eat, what not to eat. Then I'm going to give you some instruction about exercise. So if you do those and change your eating habit, you should be able to lose 60 to 70 pounds in 1 month, okay?
Well, it can be a very easy thing to do, Dr. Now, but it is a very hard thing for someone like Patrick to do. If he could simply follow a diet, he would not be on this show in the first place. Patrick did make some progress. He lost around 40 pounds. When he presented himself to Dr. Now, he was asked to lose another 100 pounds in the next 2 months.
Step up on the scale.
So that would put me at 516.
That's not good.
So he lost a bit of weight, but instead of continuing on his journey, he went back and gained even more. You can already guess how Dr. Now will respond to this behavior.
How many hours did you have to drive?
About 11.
1 day or 2 days or what?
No, we just drive straight here.
Well, all that travel put a lot of strain on your body with your weight and your condition. So I don't think you should make that trip again because there is no point if you're not making the changes you need. Especially this time, it looked like you almost gained 30 pounds.
That is just it. The half-baked, half-good, quarter-sensible, and utterly pathetic excuses do not work. The problem was that our man Patrick was not eating right, and his excuses are simply not going to cut it.
And telling me you didn't follow the diet and you were sick, and why come in all the way to tell me that?
I don't know.
So what is your objective here? What do you expect that we're going to do for you?
There's nothing about my weight that you can do for me. I mean, I need to show that I can lose the weight, and I can lose the weight.
But Patrick is not going to take all of this lying down. In fact, he becomes defensive and tells Dr. Now not to worry about doing any regular checkups for him since there is nothing he can do about his weight.
But in the meantime, I don't have an answer for you. You have to figure that out. So we get the updated blood work on you, see how bad you're
We don't need to do all that. You have no answers for it.
Answer for what?
You said you have no answers for it.
Well,
Well, what?
we have answers for you, but you're not following those.
Well, if Patrick was that tired, he would have followed the diet plan and not turned up to the hospital with even more added pounds. But Dr. Now's words seem to have had an effect. It is a new day, and Patrick has decided to do something that shows his seriousness about losing his weight and getting healthier.
This month I decided to join a gym so that I can get a trainer and push myself even harder. It's a little scary and intimidating to go out and do something like this.
Hey guys. Hi, I'm Victoria. What's your name?
I'm Patrick.
Patrick, it's nice to meet you. So this is our other trainer, Matt, so he's gonna be working with us today.
Coach Matt.
Ready for a workout today?
I guess.
Follow me.
All right.
All right, yep, so we're pushing. There you go.
The gym was great. His trainer was really proud of him and how hard he worked at their sessions. Patrick worked hard at the diet and exercising for about a month and then went to a local clinic to see where his weight was at. Let's see what the scale says.
Okay, go ahead and step up on the scale.
At my last appointment, I was at 642, and Dr. Now told me that I need to lose at least 80 pounds over the last 2 months. So if I made it to that, I'll be at 562 today.
Doing good.
While Patrick did not meet his goal, he lost 51 pounds and got below the 600-pound mark. This meant there was a huge chance that Dr. Now would approve him for surgery. All that hard work finally paid off. When he spoke to Dr. Now, he was told to lose 30 more pounds within a month, but Patrick could not do that. He could only lose 1 more pound.
It's just easier said than done. I mean, I've been trying.
Well, if you eat what you're eating, you're going to be the same weight. So what's the point of coming to Houston if you're not doing what you need and losing more weight?
I don't know.
So what is your objective moving in Houston?
Get weight loss surgery, lose weight.
Essentially, Patrick needs to pump those numbers up. Dr. Now says that Patrick must start thinking that the weight will shorten his lifespan. The good news is that doctor schedules Patrick's surgery for a month from this meeting and says that if he loses those 30 pounds, he will go ahead with the surgery.
30 pounds you should have to get surgery. You should be under 560 pounds. 563, so you lost 27 pounds, huh? All right, close enough.
The The surgery was successful, and Patrick finally got what he wanted after losing over 100 pounds in under a year. This means that with surgery and the same lifestyle changes, he could even start dreaming of living a normal life.
And after that, Patrick should lose 20 to 25 pounds each month until he gets close to his target weight. It took him a little longer, but he's down around 100 pounds, and he's heading in the right direction.